no problem. Oh, straight into the hay bales and Alexandra Palace over the kicker. We go, he nosedives.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Speed Without Engine, the place where fast-paced action meets pure fun. Get ready for some sick designs, crazy crashes, and tons of laughs. Let's go.
Off to a very, very good start. It is going to be about speed, but they've got to make sure they get the kart down there. It's all about gravity. Good push-off. It's mind the gap to start with. Safely navigated. Might be too early to start celebrating. This doesn't look to be too fast, although it is pretty smooth at the moment from the Arriva boys. Over the wedge. Still celebrating, really enjoying the run. Now it's down to the business end of it all. Over the apples and pears, bit of a bone shaker. Safely through, more celebrations. Something for these karts to navigate. It's a really big jump to finish. It's so much more steeper, this course, than it actually looks to you at home. Here we go over the kicker then. It's a big jump to finish. The Arriva boys are over. It's a bit of a heavy landing, and now has he got the power to chug over the finish line? Yes, they have. The first run safely navigated by the Arriva boys. And what a way to finish. Maybe not the fastest run we'll see today. Just look how the apples and pears shake these vehicles about. And then the kicker, and you can see the lift-off. If you've got more speed at that section of the course, this might be a case of whether this one can actually stay in one piece down the course. A good push-off and plenty of speed to start with. The pyrotechnics at the back. Mind the gap, safely navigated. This looks a lot quicker than the Arriva boys that we've just seen. Over the wedge. Now we go for the apples and pears. This might be a problem. No safely through, all the wheels intact. It's a quicker run, this. Moving towards the finish. A little bit of showboating as well. Oh, there's the problem. The kicker, the curse of the kicker strikes for the first time. Just look how high that the Furzeputer takes off. Almost went completely backwards, and then it just disintegrated the moment it hit the track. And there's not much left of that. Too much weight at the back. Over 1,000 teams applied to be in the competition this year. Only 70 have the chance, and here's one of them, the Dam Busters. It's a good start. No problem with the wedge. Two drivers this time as well. Wonder whether that might make a difference. The driver at the back, significantly higher. Just about made it over the wedge. Can they keep it straight? Over the apples and pears, so far so good. Will the wings help over the kicker? Lots of weight to this vehicle, down it comes. Here we go over the kicker. Oh, it's a big crash. It's a big crash for the Dam Busters. Fly over the kicker. In actual fact, it just could never get started, could it? Just look at the impact. Face first into the asphalt, just short of the finish line. That's gotta hurt. They're smiling now, but just look at their faces. Oh! This one looks slightly big and slightly cumbersome, and you wonder whether that might be a factor as they head down for the first time down the course. So mind the gap was okay. The Queen still smiling. No problems with the wedge, Her Majesty over it as well. Fantastic crowds here today, glorious day. Big test here with the apples and pears, and it might just be starting to fall apart a little bit. He doesn't know. Still the kicker to navigate, and this has so often been the problem for the teams here today. Here we go then, over the kicker. Can we get over the kicker? Oh, just about over the kicker, over the line, and he started to celebrate far too soon, lost control of it. It's all about the kicker. I suggest they slow down a little bit into the kicker. Look at that. The front almost comes off, he almost bangs his teeth on the windscreen. Then he celebrates, then he loses control. You could see the whites of Her Majesty's eyes. And this might be made for speed. Has it got the strength and endurance? They certainly started off well. Now, can they mind the gap? Yes, they can. Over safely there. Decent run on the cards here. Two competitors in this particular card. The wedge, no problem. Oh, straight into the hay bales and out. Nice rhythm, back to the run again. Look at the damage on the front. Over the apples and pears, almost went wide again. The chute almost catches the ground. Down they go towards the kicker. Is there going to be enough left of this cart to survive the kicker? Because look at the damage. Here we go, over the kicker. Oh, it explodes as it lands, but they get over the finish line. And that was a brave, brave run by two peas in a cod, because the two peas were out of the cod halfway down. But this is where it started to go wrong. Over the wedge, and then they lose control. Went to the right and out into the hay bales. And then over the kicker with what's left of two peas in a cod. And they just about got there. What drama we've got here today. Fantastic stuff. 420 metres. So here go the Daredevils in what appears to be a relatively flimsy cart. We'll wait and see whether it can withstand the rigours of the course. The horns are still on over the first obstacle. Those cheeks might become redder. The more speed is garnered on the way down. Slight problem with the steering over the wedge. And we've wobbled our way through that as well, slightly sideways. Too early to celebrate, still got the kicker to come. The Daredevils on their way down. Clean run so far, still one or two problems with the steering. Wobbling into the kicker. This could be a big situation. Oh, over the kicker, landed sideways, raises the arm over the finish line. Really good run by the Daredevils, one of only two all-female teams in the Red Bull Soapbox Race here at Alexandra Palace. When you're on foot, here we go then. I thought the celebrations might be slightly premature because there was the wobbles with the steering on the way down, but the kicker was navigated despite a slightly heavy landing. And the Daredevils, a clean run, an impressive run, can make the end of the run very difficult to navigate. But let's see what happens here. They're off and running then, Cadbury. They've managed to mind the gap. They've got their teammates running down behind them. Over the wedge. Not sure you need wing mirrors today, but they've got them on this particular cart. Over the apples and pears. He's enjoying it in the back, that's for sure. Down towards the kicker. All over the place now. Those front wheels are bending outwards. Over the kicker, lands hard but finishes. That's a really good run by Cadbury. Really, really good run. 2013, as we see the end of the run from Team Cadbury. Gritted his teeth, launched it into the kicker. And he was able to land in one piece. So a good run by Team Cadbury. And before that, and bearing in mind it's all about gravity, you've got to get a good push off to start with, and that's exactly what they've done. Not surprised they've thrown that away. You couldn't hold that all the way down, could you? So here we go, the bikini-clad boys. Over the wedge, still in one piece. Oh, we're not, the wheels off, the back wheels off. They're still going though. Here we go, this could be a problem too, couldn't it? Over the apples and pears. Just managed to slither over that like a snake on its belly. And now they come down to the kicker. If they've got the momentum to actually reach the kicker, they've got to go through the chicane, which has now been put in because not enough people are applying the brakes at this point. And the kicker has been turned around as well, so it's not quite as steep as it was, and they do manage to slide over it. Can they reach the finish? Yes, they can, just about, and off they go, into the hay bales. This is where the problem started. The wedge cost them the back right wheel. And any hope of a fast run ended there. Full credit though for carrying on, sliding down the track, bouncing up and down, look, trying to get some momentum to just get over the kicker. It was hard work. It's a very streamlined card, isn't it, this one? And we've got the flower accompaniment too. The bakers are in the house. Here we go then. They mind the gap. Plenty of momentum to start off with, and don't forget they have promised not to touch the brakes. Over the wedge, no problem there, slightly heavy but okay. Over the apples and pears, no problem there, very, very fast. They lose the strawberries, but they don't lose momentum. Down they go through the chicane, and he's not touching the brakes at all. Only the kicker to go. Over the kicker we go. It's a really good landing. It's a really fast time. You could hear the polystyrene pop as they landed over the kicker. It was a really good run. Look at the speed through the chicane. Really, really nice. Fantastic run, Ed, by Team A Piece of Cake. Very fast and very fluent. Will they be able to batter their way down the course? Down we go. It's a good start. Plenty of power in the push-off, which gives them a lot of momentum as they take on Mind the Gap. And straight over there go, does my scrum look big in this? It's quite wide, isn't it? And those spindly wheels might be an issue further down the course. We'll wait and see. Which was very easily navigated. This is where the problem starts sometimes, but no problem for this particular team. Over the where the problems come. Here's the kicker then. Over we go. Really good run. Very smooth. The kart in one piece. Very impressive. Oh, it went slightly wrong at the end. Haybell's got a whack at the end. And then with the kicker to come, able to keep it in line, keep the speed up, fly over the kicker. And that's a really nice run, Ed, from Does My Scrum Look Big in This? Good run. Here we go. Typical train, always takes longer than you thought it might. Here we go then, Team Tube on the way down. They managed to mind the gap and they celebrate early in the run. Boris still smiling. Team Tube with those thin wheels on that very wide kart. Managed to get over the wedge. Now they've got to go through the two chicanes. You can see them now, here they come. A little bit of a slide on the way in, but they're safely over. It's a good run so far. Through the second chicane before the kicker, so often a nemesis of various competitors so far this afternoon. Over we go, it's a really good landing. Well, it's not really, the wheels have been flattened, but they can then slide over the finish line. And they really enjoyed that, didn't they, Team 2? The two front wheels over the kicker were completely flattened. They managed to get over the apples and pears okay, and kept it really, really straight. Then over the kicker and just watch those front wheels completely flatten. That's a good run. So the moment of truth arrives for Team Sky racers. Down the ramp they go, big push, and away they go. The smoke billows out of the funnel. And they're safely over it in one piece after minding the gap. Now it comes down to the wedge, and it's a neat run so far. It's pretty smooth and it's pretty fast. And pears followed by the kicker. It's the same old story. Here we go then with the apples and pears. Absolutely bolts over that. A couple of bounces on the landing. Now it's whether they can get through the chicane and down in one piece towards the kicker and have the momentum to get towards the finish line. The rocket powering down the slopes at Alexandra Palace. Over the kicker we go! He nosedives and he flips it over and he's on his side. Actually cost him because he went nose first into the track. They will push him over the finish line, but it's probably cost him big time. And I just wonder whether the funnel dive, let's see it, into the kicker. Everything's fine at this point. And then just look at that, straight in, nose first, almost went over the handlebars, thought he might save it, down he went, and Team Sky Racer end up in a heap, just yards away from the finish line. So that's how they did. The next team we're going to see are here for the beer. Here we go then. The rotor works. Let's see if the rest of it does. Decent start. He says, piece of cake, no problem. Safely over the next one. That's where the brakes came in handy, but the back of it seems to have fallen off. So can they get through the apples and pears? Yes, they can. Still going, even bearing in mind that some of it is actually gone. And if that fella leans back, he could be out altogether. Through the chicane towards the kicker. The back wheel is wobbling around all over the place. Look at the buckle on the back wheel, which is slowing them down. Over the kicker just about. They're going to get to the finish line with big smiles on their faces. And the poor fella at the back hanging on for grim death. Fall off. It got more and more difficult for them. Everybody's happy at this stage. It's easy, this. Now reality starts to set in, doesn't it? Look at the back wheel. He still thinks he's going to be all right at this stage. He's got no regard for the poor fellow in the back who's barely in with him. Over the kicker and over the line. An adventure that, Alice? These karts that we've seen today, a lot of work's gone into it. There's been a fantastic spirit among all of the competitors. Anyway, here go Team Spitfire in the Firebird, and down it goes, and they are convinced it's going to come back in one piece, and it's going to go down a storm. They're safely over the first obstacle, arriving at the wedge. So far, so good. Bit of a heavy landing there. Over the apples and pears, still in one piece and still moving extremely well. They didn't tell us this. No excuses really with the amount of technology that's gone into putting it together. Over the kicker to finish. It's a heavy landing, but it's a really good run. It's a fantastic looking kart, and they didn't let anybody down, did they, with the technology that went into putting it together, clearly paying off. And it was a really smooth ride as well, which finished over the kicker, landing on the front two wheels, then the back down, and over the finish line. Really good run by Firebird. They show us how it's done here at the Red Bull Soapbox Race. Told you. Off they go. Now it's very, very streamlined. Obviously a coffin isn't particularly wide, so it should be fast enough. It's whether those spindly wheels can carry them down. They've got over the first. Oh, there's a bit of a wobble there, almost lost it going over the wedge, but he manages to recover. Another slight wobble on entry, but he's through there okay as well. He's really enjoying this too. The crowd like him, that's for sure. Now he goes through the chicane. There's still the kicker to come. Here he goes then towards the kicker. Straightens it up. Over the kicker. Oh, it's a fantastic run. Slightly heavy on landing. Really good run. Oh, he tries to stop it and he rolls it past the finish line. But he punches the air. He's in one piece, thank goodness. Start line, down the ramp. There's the first wobble. How he managed to recover that, I don't really know. We've seen a lot of people go at that particular stage. Over the kicker, no problem there. Everything seemed to be okay. And the problem came when he tried to stop. There we see him roll it emphatically over the finish line. But that was an impressive run from the Coffin Dodgers.